At the end of day one, delegates got 2 EU commissioners for the price of 1, when Environment Commissioner Janusz Potocznik and his colleague Antonio Tajani, in charge of industry and entrepreneurship, took part in this evening session on the transport sector's responsibility in tackling air pollution.
Our standards and regulation. No less than 18 member states are in breach of our air quality legislation, all acknowledging that transport plays a large role in the non-compliance and the related health issues.
And as if delegates' minds were not already focused enough, Day 2 of Green Week fell on World Environment Day.
The first question during my hearing as candidate, commissioner candidate, is possible to organize this marriage between industry and the environment? My answer, yes, of course, it's possible. It's important to do it. It's not easy, but if you want to compete in the world, it's important to achieve this target.
With blue skies and sunshine outside, participants inside the conference centre got down to the day's serious business. This session looked at how citizens, industry and policymakers could tackle air pollution on the ground in Europe's regions.
This is 1.2 persons for each car. This is at this moment. That means that every 5 cars, only one of them has 2 persons. To change this in something absolutely different with 3 persons in the car, it's very complicated. New companies have to implement the best technicals available at this moment. So this has to help us to improve the air quality, and it also has to help the industry to be more competitive, reducing energy consumption, reducing cost, and reducing the cost of pollution.
Organic carbon then is composed of thousands of compounds.
Here, participants heard about the dangers of newly emerging airborne pollutants.
These particles are small enough to to penetrate in our lungs, and they interact physically and chemically with the tissues and increase the acute and chronic disease of our respiratory system and also cardiovascular systems. A smart approach now would be combining air and climate policy, whereby the FO2 control the climate of the air that we breathe can also support the strategy that curb climate change.
And after a short coffee break, it was back to work again. This session on delivering the green economy heard from Poland's environment minister.
I'm coming here to testify that we are trying our best to contribute to European goals of a reshape of our economies to be more sustainable and more environmental friendly. We have quite challenging starting point in Poland. We are very coal dependent, but if we may achieve a real transition, if we are contributing to the real transition of Poland, then others will see that it is simply possible and it's doable.
While here, participants discussed the particular air quality challenges facing the world's cities.
The challenge is very big and very difficult for China, especially for the cities in Beijing. And you know the PM 2.5 concentration in Beijing is pretty high, and the people has already know that it is very big issue for their health, and also the government realize that this is a very big problem. The government, the industry, and the public should take their own responsibility. First of all, the government should think more about how to plan urban development. The industry should be responsible for their emission reductions, and the public, the people should take their responsibility to choose a better, a greener behavior in their daily life.
And on it went. This session looked at what Europe's farmers can do to help reduce air pollution.
perhaps the biggest challenge will be to find ways in which farming can continue to produce high-quality food and protect our environment. There are a number of schemes and initiatives that are being undertaken which demonstrates the willingness of farmers to take on responsibility, but we also need a supportive mix of R&D, new technologies and supportive advice.
While here, delegates got to grips with a crucial question of indoor air quality.
In order to have a good air quality indoors, you have to think not only about the exposures that are caused by the pollutants that are emitted indoors, but also you have to think about the pollutants that are brought from outdoors. So in order to have the good indoor air quality, you need to have also a good outdoor air quality because it is eventually used to ventilate.
But despite the hefty workload, there was of course always time to network and enjoy the Green Week exhibition.